Have you ever stared at something so huge, so impossible, that your heart raced just thinking about it? That's how Layla felt when she first saw Mount Aroha, its peak piercing the clouds like a challenge from the universe itself. Most people in her village avoided the mountain, saying it was too dangerous, too high, too unforgiving. But Layla wasn't like most people. Deep inside, she felt a pull of voice whispering that she was meant to face it, to test her limits. And that whisper, that spark of courage, would change her life forever. Layla grew up in a small village surrounded by hills and valleys, but Mount Aroha was different. It was legendary, a silent giant that tested even the most experienced climbers. Layla's friends often laughed at her dreams. "Why risk yourself?" they said. "Just stay safe." But she knew something they didn't: comfort never builds greatness. Every day, she trained her body, waking up before sunrise, running up hills, lifting rocks, and learning about climbing techniques from books and videos. It wasn't easy. Every morning, exhaustion hit her like a wall, and every evening, doubt whispered, "Maybe you can't do this." But Layla kept going, step by step, push by push, refusing to give up on her dream. The day of the climb finally arrived. With a backpack, climbing gear, and a heart full of determination, Layla stood at the foot of Mount Aroha. The mountain looked even bigger than she imagined, and the wind howled like it was warning her to turn back. Her hands trembled, and her legs shook, but she took a deep breath and remembered all those early mornings, all those hours of training, all the doubts she had silenced within herself. She took her first step, and then another, and another. The climb was brutal. Loose rocks threatened her footing. Icy winds cut across her face, and moments of fear made her question her choice. At one point, halfway up, Layla slipped slightly, heart racing, lungs burning. But she looked up and saw the summit peeking through the clouds. That small glimpse reminded her why she started. She whispered to herself, "I can do this." And she continued. Hours passed, muscles screamed, but her spirit refused to surrender. She encouraged herself with every step, remembering that every challenge is temporary, but the victory lasts forever. Finally, after an arduous struggle, Layla reached the summit. The view was breathtaking: valleys, rivers, and clouds stretched endlessly below her, as if the world itself was applauding her courage. Tears ran down her cheeks, not from exhaustion, but from the overwhelming joy of achievement. She realized that the mountain hadn't been her enemy. It had been her teacher. It taught her resilience, patience, and the power of believing in oneself even when no one else does. Standing there, wind whipping around her, Layla felt unstoppable, knowing that if she could conquer Mount Aroha, she could face any challenge life threw at her. And that's the lesson Layla carried with her forever. Fear is temporary, but courage lasts a lifetime. Every mountain, every obstacle, every impossible dream is conquerable if you take it one step at a time, if you trust yourself, and if you refuse to quit. So whenever you feel afraid, remember Layla and her mountain. Remember that the climb is hard, but the view from the top? Absolutely worth it.